With scale, you really have to be quite ruthless around who you spend your time with.
eFex is one of Australia's fastest growing MSPs, supporting over 8,500 customers across 24 East Coast locations.
For us, being ahead of the game has been a real key driver to our success.
eFex experienced the pain of tech debt firsthand, patching together cybersecurity wherever they could, and struggling to pin down causes when things went wrong.
We had such a varied tech stack, vendor management was almost impossible.
Today, we're sitting down with David Rose to talk consolidating a fragmented tech stack and how a partnership with Kaseya fueled their growth.
Could you tell me a little bit about the verticals that you're working in?
For us, we love the medical space. We see that will have quite a long tail for us into the future as compliance continues to grow in that sector. We're doing a lot of work in the professional services, in financial services, and recently we're starting our education division to push out into private schools and really drive products and services that fit that landscape.
Can you tell me a little bit more about your cyber packages and essential aid?
We are seeing in the marketplace that clients really do care about security. And in Australia, there's a number of frameworks that are available, but the government has recommended the Essential 8. There are 8 mitigation strategies for clients to improve their cyber posture. And the way we've designed our products is they fit within that framework. So in the Essential 8, you have different maturity levels. Maturity level 0 being your pre-security, if you will. Maturity level 1, 2, and 3. And a lot of clients, particularly in the SMB space, are just getting started on that journey. So it often starts with an assessment. But really, we're talking about products that align clearly to level 1, level 2, so that they can walk out of our organization or our business and know that they're at a certain standard off the shelf without having to go into a custom engagement. That's been really strong for us, and we've had a lot of uptake. As I think the next 5 years in Australia will be about mandating certain industries and verticals. So for us, being ahead of the game with those packages has been a real key driver to our success and gives our customers a lot of confidence. The way that Kaseya plays into that is that gives us great confidence around the products that we use and we take to our clients. Being an acquisition and growth-based MSP, we've tried lots and lots of tools in the marketplace, and it took us quite a while to land on our tech stack. We continue to acquire businesses and organizations, and they consistently review what do they have, how do they use it, how does it play into our tech stack, and do we have market-leading products? That's something that at the moment happens on really a quarterly basis. Proud to say that Kaseya helps us support our clients, really driving strong cyber outcomes and helping support their organizational goals when it comes to cybersecurity.
Can you tell me a little bit about what your stack looked like before you joined Kaseya?
It's probably easy to say what didn't it look like. I think like a lot of tech businesses, we get a lot of tech debt, and often we've had multiple product owners in the business. So we were getting tools from all sorts of different vendors and providers, whether they were cybersecurity or even RMM. We trialed around 4 or 5 different RMM agents before we landed on Datto RMM. And for us, it was quite fragmented. You know, we had such a varied tech stack. Vendor management was almost impossible. And when we started to have issues, it's really difficult to find the root cause of those issues without having to do a technical deep dive. For us now, the Kaseya stack has really helped streamline our operations. It makes things really simple and easy when we're doing deployments and onboarding of new clients. And it's helped speed up that process for us. It's cut the time in half, I think, with doing onboards now compared to pre-Kaseya.
Yeah. Can you tell me a bit about the impact that the standardization has had on maybe how you service your clients?
I think the easiest way to talk about how the Kaseya stack has impacted our clients is to talk about our offerings. You know, to start with, pre-Kaseya, we had one agreement. It was one supported product, and that was kind of it. We didn't really have a standardized tech stack around cybersecurity, so it was this ad hoc approach. And we could just see that the market was shifting so quickly that we had to meet that demand. If I look post the standardization, we now have 4 market-leading bundles with security built in and enabled at every level. And it helps clients move through those tiers seamlessly to align to that Essential 8 maturity level model. And for us, the price points we can achieve on some of those bundles, certainly for our regional customers, would not be possible without the support of Kaseya, helping partner with us to drive those customer outcomes.
How has the Kaseya platform helped you with your profit margins you're talking about?
Profit is one of the things that we talk about a lot, certainly at an executive level. We want to make sure that we are getting as many clients as we can and servicing them to the best of our ability. But the way that we'll get margin squeeze and improvement over time is by helping have great partnerships that we can lean on and help drive those profit margins. If I think about some of the tools that we historically had in those bundles, I would say that we were paying sort of 3 times maybe what we're paying today. But along our acquisition journey, we need to think about what does the margins look like when we bring in new customers today, 12, 24, 36 months from now. Kaseya helps us plan and forecast for that.
Tell me about your Kaseya partnership. What does that look like?
Partnerships are something that we talk about a lot in our organization. It's something that we're consistently evaluating our value chain and who comes into that. And I think with scale, you really have to be quite ruthless around who you spend your time with. In vendor land, everyone wants your time, and that's a wonderful thing. We do love our partners, but we have to be really critical on who we spend that with and why. For us, Kaseya really does help understand what is happening in the marketplace, and it is a partnership. I think a lot of vendors potentially want to take value without providing that value back. And it's really important to get a sense check or a pulse check on, are we on the right path here? Do these products and services make sense? Are we seeing things that other MSPs are seeing, not just in Australia, but globally? And that really does help with the Kaseya partnership to give us a window into what is happening outside of our ecosystem. So for us, it's been a really strong partnership, but certainly Kaseya is somebody that has helped us get involved with client situations, escalations. They're happy to get on calls with customers. I can't say that about every vendor. So for us, it's been a strategic partnership and it will continue to be.
Can you give me an example of how Kaseya has helped your operational efficiency?
When we think about our tools and how we package those to our clients, we have to think really carefully about the deployment schedule and how that works. It's really to minimize risks and to speed and improve that onboarding experience. Pre-Kaseya, we really weren't in a position where we could package those services in a way that made sense. We also didn't have great reporting that came out of those tools, and I think that's something that we're finding with SMB and mid-market clients. It's great to say that you're doing the thing, but you have to show and demonstrate that today. And so for us, the operational efficiency around pulling reports, getting confirmations of deployments, reducing failure rates, that has been immensely successful for our onboarding teams and improved that speed of execution and by virtue increased our profitability in that onboarding time as well.
How has that helped your service desk?
Our service desk are really managed on tickets and time and SLAs. And we know today customers want more and expect more from us. Having tools that integrate and talk to each other is key. And I'm really excited about the future when we think about Kaseya Intelligence and the platform that you're building. We talk about platform a lot with our customers because we're doing the same thing. We want to have everyone in one ecosystem managed in a single portal. And from there, we can have lots of additional services that we bolt on. I think we're on similar journeys in that way, and that's really exciting. It really demonstrates we're in the right partnership. But I think about the service delivery model in a couple of different ways that are impacted. Certainly, it's around that reporting and SLA adherence. We're seeing clients wanting to get real-time reports and real-time ticket data, especially in that mid-market space where they're co-managed. They might have CIOs, CTOs, IT managers that interrogate that data. So for us, having those tools that work together seamlessly has been really important. And secondly, it's around our cybersecurity and alerts management and monitoring. From a cybersecurity perspective, time is key, and we're seeing that. We've tried lots of different tools in market. We're proud to say that tools like Rocket Cyber really do work to the point that that was our internal SOC tool for quite a long period of time. So that gives not just confidence to us that it's the right product, but to our customers as well.
Do you have an example of when the Rocket Cyber team helped you out?
Yeah, certainly. We're seeing in Australia lots of threats, and we also have really varying maturity levels, especially regionally. Customers are just getting on that journey, and often it's an education piece. So they might have varying levels of maturity in their organization, and ultimately it's their customer environment. So they may say, look, we know we should have all of this security, but it's hurting my operational efficiency. I don't want that. And so we have to really understand and work with our clients, and when we do, and that means that sometimes they'll have environments that have varied security controls, but we'll always put in things like SOC tools, like Rocket Cyber, to ensure that we can report and isolate those incidents as they happen. We had a client that had a device. It was a shared login situation, not recommended, by the way. And from there, we had a threat actor gain access to that device. Rocket Cyber was able to alert and that was also able to isolate that device before it moved laterally in the network. And luckily, we had backups of that device as well. We're able to pull that device out of that network, import a new device, and then do a forensic analysis to find out how that originated and what's next. So for us, it gives us real confidence that it's the right tools for our clients.
How did the client respond? What did you tell them about the situation?
Absolutely.
Mm.
They actually moved up one of our tiers and they took the next cyber package above that. Not technically a sales pitch there, but it was a really easy win when we're talking about, look, this we protected you here. This is the other vulnerabilities that we've been talking about for a while. Clearly, these threats are real. And also, threat actors, once they get in once, they typically come back. And so that's helped us continue to secure those environments, which has been a huge win.
Speaking of threat actors, can you tell me a little bit about your approach towards backup?
We have a lot of customers that really think that Microsoft, is the ecosystem and everything's backed up in there. And so it's often, a real education piece to get them to understand that, well, that's great, but it also doesn't recover everything and there's retention challenges. So from that perspective, we use Datto SaaS. We love those products. We also use some of the Datto BCDR appliances like Cirrus and related. They just work. Like, this is the thing when we think about tech stack and we think about what do we want, what do we need, it just needs to work and it just needs to really be easy to sell, easy to understand, and easy to support. And if we tick those boxes, customers really get on board with it. All of our clients take up Datto SaaS, and that's included in all of our packages, which we love. For the backup appliances, we have private cloud, public cloud. We've got so much infrastructure out there with on-premise customers still today. And I think there's been a bit of a resurgence where on-premise infrastructure is coming back. So we're starting to see those serious appliances really be front of mind. The on-site, off-site replication and threat detection is really important to our customers, and having that in place. We know that there's clients that can have, corrupted backups, and we've seen that in real time. It allows us to recover quickly and easily. It gives us a great launch pad to go back to those clients and show and demonstrate why it's the right product set for them.
Tell me a little bit about the MSP community and what it means to you.
It's a really interesting topic for us. I think being one of Australia's largest MSPs, you have to protect your secrets a little bit. So getting out in the community is a little bit tough for us. And one of the ways that I really do appreciate and love getting together with other MSPs and peers is through Kaseya. One of the things that I think Kaseya does really well is those local meetups and those local sessions where you may not necessarily be talking to a national competitor. It could be a smaller MSP that's based in a regional location, or it could be somebody from New Zealand or globally. So for us, community is important. We want to make sure that we are part of it. We are where we can, sharing some of the insights and how we're managing and protecting against threats in our customers. But certainly from my perspective and FX's perspective, the biggest window into community and partnership when it comes to the MSP teams are certainly from Kaseya.
Why do you prefer working with Kaseya over maybe another vendor?
When I have a challenge, when the business has a challenge, when we need help, Kaseya has always answered the call, always been there. We've always had open conversations about that, and we've worked together on that collaboratively. And we've certainly looked to the future, which I'm a big fan of. I think the other piece that I really think you need from a partner or a vendor is around innovation. You want to make sure that you're with somebody that is continuing to challenge the status quo, continuing to challenge what you think you know about the industry and where we're heading. I don't know many vendors or partners that are doing it at the scale you are globally, and certainly most excited about the platform that you're bringing. Kaseya Intelligence is something that I think will be immensely beneficial to our engineers and frontline teams. It'll be critical to take those through to customer stories and wins, and I don't see anyone else doing it at that scale.
What's next for FX?
World domination, I think, is the we want to continue to grow. We want to continue to serve our customers. It's really important that we deliver value. I think as we look to the future, clients want more, they expect more, they want it faster. I think SLAs are this interesting topic in the industry right now. And on paper, that 4 hours sounds okay, but in reality, people don't want to wait that long. So we have to be smarter and we have to be more efficient. We have to keep investing in platform. We have to keep investing in people. So we'll continue to do that. That march towards 60 branches is on the horizon. So we want to make sure we're there for our regional communities and customers. We're not a metro business. We are a relationship-driven business and we care about people. It's about making sure we continue to refine our tech stack, that it works really, really well, and that clients love that tech stack as well. And for us, it's about maximizing that value for our clients as we continue to grow.
Do you have any advice for an MSP that might be thinking about switching to Kaseya?
Do it. Uh, no, in all seriousness, we wouldn't be the business we are today without strategic partnerships. This is absolutely a strategic partnership for us. There are lots of other tools, providers, vendors, platforms that are out there. For me, for this business, I think it really does demonstrate that we're on the right path because we continue to look at acquisition based companies. All of the good ones that we look at seem to also deal with Kaseya. So it shows us we're on the right path. That innovation piece that you are really delivering at scale and at speed is something that I think no other partner or vendor can do. So I would strongly recommend do it. They're a great team and the products work really well.
Thank you, David, for your time, and I wish you the best of luck in the future.
Thank you very much. Thanks for having me.